let's go. Feels exhale nice and slow. There's an evening breeze through fences, slipping where the daylight ends, carrying the weight of hours off the backs of tired men. Fence boards creak like they're alive, knots and nails seen better times. Dust hangs soft above the ground, like the hush before night sound. Let it pass or let it stay. Crows fly home in crooked lines, sky turns to rust, then wine. Work boots rest beside the door, don't need answers anymore. Every fence knows where it stands, drawn by weather, time, and hands. Not to stop the world outside, just to mark where hearts reside. I lean back, hear the land speaking ways I understand. Nothing rushes, nothing bends, evening knows just how they sing. There's an evening breeze through fences, cooling thoughts I couldn't mend. If tomorrow brings its worries, tonight don't ask for them. Stars come out one by one, wind keeps moving, work is done. Wood and wire hum like prayers in the evening breeze through fences. Morning mist on a bent old tree, boots still wet from yesterday's rain. I hear the water calling me like it knows every kind of pain. A river runs without hurry, never asks the world to wait. It carries all the broken worries, lets them drift instead of break. While I'm racing through my worry, that river takes its time. A river runs without hurry. Wish my heart could learn that line. Gravel bends along the bank, tin cans shining in the sun. Daddy said, boy, don't fight the current, you'll get there when the day is done. Dragonflies above the reeds, quiet truths in muddy shoes. That water's got a way of teaching things a restless soul might lose. Every bend holds a memory, every ripple knows my name. I keep keep pushing toward tomorrow while the river stays the same. A river runs without hurry, doesn't curse the falling rain. It don't fear the dark or distance, it just moves and heals again. While I'm chasing down my worry, counting scars and borrowed time, a river runs without hurry. Wish my heart could learn that line. Ticks in the water, no finish line in sight. It don't beg the past for answers or lose sleep overnight. Maybe peace ain't standing still, maybe it's just moving slow, like a river teaching broken men what they already know. Evening comes in amber tones, crickets hum a low refrain. I skip a stone, it disappears, just like fear I couldn't name. A river runs without hurry, through the dirt and through the blue. Never asks if it's worthy, just becomes what it goes through. If I ever learn that lesson, let the long road realign. Run my life a little slower like that river, one day at a time. Moonlight bends along the stream, no rush, no worry tonight. Just a river running easy under stars that shine just right.
Quit falling on the county line. Mud on boots, but the air feels kind. Fence post steam in the afternoon. Sun peeks out like it's got nothing to prove. Puddles mirror the open sky. Cows stand still like they're wondering why. Storm moved on without a sound. Left the softer world on the stretch of ground. Every hot cloud's got a reason to leave. Every heart heals quietly. Don't chase hope, you let it heal, like rainbows over open fields. Rainbows over open fields ain't loud miracles, but they're real. You don't need proof or signs revealed, just rainbows over open fields. Sacks of grain, heavy with doubt, stitched with rain. But the land don't rush the way it heals. It waits its turn like open fields. Rainbows over open fields show up slow, but they always feel like the world still bends and yields to rainbows over open fields. Ain't every answer loud or sealed, some just rise when the storm's unpeeled. Rainbows over open fields, I stand still just to see what heals. Sun sinks low, colors fade and yield. Hope stays quiet in open fields. Boot prints fade where the gravel turns pale. Morning breath on a mountain trail. No crown, no name carved in a rail. Just a whisper on a mountain trail. Pine trees lean like they know my mind. The sun comes slow, takes its time. The hawk circles over old blue shell. I walk alone on the mountain trail.
There's a whisper on the mountain trail.
Just keep walking, you'll be alright. Every doubt gets thinner, frail when the earth hums low and the sky stays wide. Yeah, a whisper on the mountain trail carries my worries out of sight. Creek water talks in a broken rhyme, tells old stories not bound by time. My shadow stretches, then turns to fail, lost in the bend of the mountain trail. Turn around, wind taps rhythm on my coat, like a fiddle with a wooden note.
There's a whisper on the mountain trail.
In the leaves and the eagles cry. Every fear I used to nail gets loosened by the passing sky. Yeah, a whisper on the mountain trail, teaching my heart how to listen, not ask why. If I ever thought I was meant to be loud, the hills just smiled and pulled the clouds. No neon sign, no golden grail, just faith in dust and a mountain trail. Boots worn thin, but my spirit's strong. Every step feels like a song.
There's a whisper
On the mountain trail, says you're more than the miles you've known. Even when the night turns pale, you're never walking it alone. Yeah, a whisper on the mountain trail turns this quiet road into home. When the sun lays down its veil, I leave my thanks on the mountain trail. the river lies low, boots in the dew, moving easy and slow. There's a road with no hurry, no reason to run. Dust on the tires, day barely begun. Fence posts lean like they're tired of time. Sparrows stitch silence between every line. The sun lifts its head from a blue-gray sleep. Promises made that it don't have to keep. In a quiet valley, holding sky, where the clouds just drift, never asking why. I lay my worries in the tall grass sway. Let the world breathe me the easy way. No loud answers, no reasons to try. Just a quiet valley holding sky. Old barn boards whisper stories they knew of hands that worked hard, hearts honest and true. The windmill turns like a thoughtful mind, counting the seconds, the stars left behind. Even the shadows don't rush their feet. Fall where the earth and the daylight meet. In a quiet valley, holding sky, even time learns how to pass on by. Night comes soft on a silver moon, crickets humming off-key tune. If heaven's close, it's got to be here, where the dark feels kind, not sharp with fear. I've chased loud dreams down busy roads, carried too much of what life unloads. But peace don't shout, it don't demand. It waits like dirt in an open hand. In a quiet valley, holding sky, where the stars hang low like they're passing by. I find my name in the evening breeze, learn how little is all I need. No finish line, no last goodbye, just a quiet valley holding sky. Fiddle fades, night settles deep, the valley stays, and the world can sleep. ride. Boots in the dirt, hear the metal sigh. Sunlight spills where the long roads lean. Every star comes what the heart once means. No words spoken, no reason why. Just the land teaching me how to try. There's a song in the wheat breeze calling my name, soft as a promise, slow like rain. It don't hurt, it don't please, it just stays with me. Yeah, there's a song in the wheat breeze. Fence post creak with an old time tune. Larks drift low beneath the tired moon. Hands remember what mouths forget. How to hope without a single bed. Turn around. Dust on my jeans, sky on my skin. This quiet knows where I've been. There's a song in the wheat breeze, low and kind, leaves no shadow, leaves no sign. It don't beg and it don't tease, it just breathes in me. Yeah, there's a song in the wheat breeze. If the world ever asks what saved my soul, I won't say much, I'll just point to the road where the fields lean close like old friends do, and the wind sings truth without breaking you. There's a song in the wheat breeze, wide and free, older than pain, younger than me. It don't chase what it can't seize, it just believes. Yeah, there's a song in the wheat breeze. Evening lays down its silver sleep. Stars bend low just to listen and leave. No curtain call, no big release, just a song in the wheat breeze. Quiet roads through the hills, don't ask where I've been, they just take my way and let the silence in. Dust on my tires, sun hanging low, fence lines lane where the tall grass grows. Mailbox rusted, no names in name, just mouths to think and time to think. Ain't no hurry in the sky tonight, even the clouds move slow. Quiet rolls through the hills, know the shape of my path. Every bend tells a story, I ain't ready to pass. If I drive them long enough, they forgive my scars. Quiet roads through the hills, know me just the way I are. I left a town full of voices in a house that learned my name. Some doors closed without
without slamming. Some goodbyes don't make a sound. Moon on the hood like a silver coin. Radio hums an old Hank line. Engine ticks like a tired heart. Still running, still doing its part. Quiet rolls through the hills. Hold my hands to the wheel. They don't promise tomorrow, just something real. When the world gets too loud to hear, I disappear on quiet roads through the hills. Morning dew on rusted wire, sunrise stretching thin and pale. The land keeps breathing quiet dreams while I walk a trail that never fails. The fence was built by calloused hands long before my time began. It's leaning now but standing strong, like every hope this soul has known. Cattle trails and dusted boots, stories lost but not erased. Every post remembers years of storms that carved this open place. It doesn't shout, it doesn't bend, it just keeps holding where it stands. A lonely fence across the plains cuts the wind but shares the rain. It never asks who comes or goes, it just knows earth, sky, and pain. A lonely fence beneath the sun, watching seasons come undone. If I ever learn to stay, I'll stand like that fence across the plain. Metal arcs on fence post tops sing like time ain't moving on. Shadows stretch at evening's edge where daylight hums its final song. Pickup tracks and dried up mud, moonlight on the open range. Every mile feels wide and true, yet somehow always feels the same. The lonely fence across the plain still knows joy, still knows the strength. It don't complain about the weight, it just keeps faith and wire and grain. I've crossed lines drawn in softer sand that vanished with a change of heart, but this old fence keeps every scar, like loving land is staying put in hard. Steel guitar answers the wind, silence sings between the posts. Sometimes roots are braver than the urge to chase what's almost close. A lonely fence across the plains holds the land through loss and gain. It don't move when skies turn gray, it just waits a storm away. A lonely fence, steady and slow, teaches things I didn't know about standing still, staying true when the whole world's passing through. When my boots wear thin someday and my road runs out of lines, I'll rest my name in open fields by that lonely fence.
fence across the plain. Crickets singing in the yard tonight. Under porch light, yellow and tired. The world slows down, everything's alright when the cricket's singing in the yard. Boots by the door got a coat of dust. Tin roof hums when the night air rusts. Old screen door squeaks like it knows my name. Summer breath smells of hay and rain. Fireflies blink like borrowed stars. Fence line leaning proud of its scars. Moon hangs low over county land. Time slips quiet through my hands. Crickets singing in the yard tonight. Harmony born from the dark outside. No radio, no neon signs. Just a cricket singing in the yard. Wind moves slow through the maple trees. Carries old prayers on a country breeze. Crickets singing in the yard. Every little sound hits hard. No word spoken, truth is clear. Crickets singing, night is near. Daddy said, listen when the world goes still. That's where peace lives beyond the hill. Not every song needs a stage or a crowd. Some are soft, never loud. Crickets singing in the yard tonight. Same old song since the first dirt road. If heaven's got a simple light, it sounds like crickets back home. Porch light flickers, night stands still. Crickets singing, and always will. Morning breaks on a gravel lane. Dew clings low to the tall field green. A rooster calls in the silent stay, like it's holding on to yesterday. Paint is peeling, the wood stands true. Every nail's got a story to I breathe it in, that familiar truth. Clouds roll slow over the red barn roof. The sky don't rush, it just drifts on by. Same old blues, same patient sigh. Time feels lighter when I stand here still. Let the quiet teach me how to feel. There's clouds over the red barn roof, moving easy, nothing to prove. No hurry in the way they move. Just clouds over the red barn roof. If the world ever asks me why I stay, I'll point to the sky and let it say, clouds over the red barn roof. the tracks in the faded mud. Sunset burns like it always does. Windmill creaks in a tight tune, humming low to the rising moon. Fence line flowers bend their heads like they're praying what the earth has said. Every day in soft and smooth, under clouds over the red barn roof. Yeah, clouds over the red barn roof. A slow goodbye to the afternoon. No clock ticks loud, no hard-edged truth, just clouds over the red barn roof. I've seen highway steelmen hold, chasing lights that never slow, but here the sky knows when to rest and teaches hearts to do their best. Let the storms come, let them pass. They all leave their mark on glass. Still the barn stands strong and true, waiting on what the night will do. Stars peek out through the thinning gray. Day lets go in a gentle way. Crickets start that old refrain like they've been practicing all day. Lantern glows by the open door, same soft light as years before. I tip my hat to the quiet proof. Clouds drift home over the red barn roof. There's clouds over the red barn roof, every shade of honest truth. They don't care what you've been through, they just pass like they're meant to do. If I ever lose my way of proof, I'll look up slow and remember this view. Clouds over the red barn roof. Fiddle trails off wind through hay. Yeah. Clouds over the red barn roof.
There's a song beneath the willow, soft as evening settling in. Every leaf knows where it's been, every root remembers when. The river hums in a tired old key, slowest time beside of me. Boots and mud, sky hanging low. Day moves where it's meant to go. Just breathe it in. Branches bow like they understand every promise, every plan. Sunlight breaks in ribbons thin, through the green where life begins. Some songs aren't meant to leave, they're only meant to stay, like a whisper to the ground at the end of a long day. I've walked roads that don't look back, chased the sound of something else, but this shade knows my name, knows me better than I tell myself. There's a song beneath the willow, one and true as river stone. If you're lost and need a place, this old tree will feel like home. Morning mist still clings to the bank, boots in the dew, coffee gone cold, that river don't hurry, it never has. Just carries the stories it's told. I've walked these bends since I was young, watched the years drift by like leaves. There's a quiet river carrying light through the shadows of the day. It don't speak loud, it don't explain, but it shows me the way. When the world feels heavy and wrong, and the night holds on too tight, I just stand still and let it flow. The quiet river carrying light. Fence posts leaning, paint peeling thin. Same old barn, same red rusted tin. Crickets hum like they always do, while the water shines silver and blue. Daddy said, son, listen close to what don't need a name. Some truths run deeper than words, like water, like pain. That quiet river carrying light cuts through dust and doubt. Even when I don't know where I stand, it knows the way out. No promises written in stone, no reasons black or white, just a steady hand in the dark, the quiet river carrying light. Moon comes up, lays gold on the stream, stars lean in just to see. Every broken dream I had gets washed a little clean. There's a quiet river carrying light past a bend where worries sleep. If you follow it long enough, it teaches you how to keep. When matters close, let go the rest. Hold on gentle, not tight. A lesson learned without a sound, that quiet river carrying light. So I leave my questions on the shore, let the current do its part, and walk back home a little less lost, with that river in my heart. harvest moon above the fields, laying gold on broken heels. Every prayer the daylight missed finds a place to kneel. Dust on boots and smelling like grain. Sun went down, but the work still stayed. Crows flew home, tractors cool, sky turned soft in a harvest blue. Short life, short year. Fence lines hung with evening crickets, barn door sigh like they're forgiven. We count the rows, not the cost, thankful more for what we got. Harvest moon above the field holds the way the farmer feels. What we lose and what we keep, all laid bare beneath its gleam. Daddy said, boy, the land remembers every storm, every tender ember. You don't rush what's meant to grow, you just tend it, then let go. From the ridge you see it all, years like roads rise and fall. Moon don't judge the scars we wear, just shines on what's still there. Harvest moon above the fields, above the fields. Harvest moon above the fields turns the quiet into you. Every tired dream we sowed comes home slow. Harvest moon above the fields teaches hearts to heal. Engines rest, the night takes hold. Corn stands still, like old stories told. Under stars that never steal, harvest moon above the fields. Sun lay low on a fence line road, dust hangs where the day once ran. I swear I heard my younger self call my name from that land. Roll on, hills of memory, slow like they always do. Every rise remembers me, every fall remembers you. Old barn leans, but I don't complain. Windows every scar, shadows stretch like stories told by a fading star. Half alone, don't let go of the years years I knew. Daddy's boots by the back door still, though the porch is new. Some things leave without goodbye, some stay planted too. Roll on, hills of memory, green in my rear view mind. Time can't steal what the earth still keeps in every crooked line. I asked the road where the past had gone, had been and disappeared. Said, son, it ain't behind your back, it's everywhere you're steered. Visions post hum in the evening light, crickets count the years. I walked away, I've come back home with the same old fears. Every fall remembers you, every rise remembers me. Roll on, hills of memory. Night rolls in like a soft amen over fields I never forget. I leave my heart where the land still bends, in the rolling hills of memory. There's a quiet song in tall grass, sung when no crowds go, a melody the wind remembers from a long time ago. If you slow your heart down low enough, you might hear it pass, that quiet song in tall grass. Boots pressed into morning dew, sun just learning how to rise. Crickets clock the seconds between the earth and sky. Fence wire hums a lonely tune, old barns leaning listening. Every field's got something to say, if you're willing not to rush it. The land don't shout, it never has. It waits on patient ears, speaks in roots and shadow lines and uncried tears. Silence ain't empty out here, it's just full of truth. Every sound knows where it's going, even you. There's a quiet song in tall grass, hums along your skin. It don't ask you where you've been, only where you're standing. Stay still long enough to feel it last. That quiet song in tall grass. I used to chase the loudest roads, think noise meant I was free, but the softest truths I ever learned came whispering back to me. Grass bends but it don't break, knows the weight of wind and rain. Every blade's a quiet prayer for growth through the pain. There's a quiet song in tall grass, still singing when I'm gone, long after the boots quit walking and the day turns on. The world may roar and move too fast, but truth hums low and strong. And and that quiet song in tall grass.
There's a distant train through the pines tonight. Low whistle cuts through the pale moonlight. Carries stories I'll never know. Down iron rails where the cold winds go. Dust on my boots, dusk on the land. Fence posts leaning like tired old men. The crickets start their evening hymn. While daylight fades on the edge of them. Smoke from a chimney, thin and slow. Sky turns blue where the shadows grow. Count the seconds by the sound of that far-off train not slowing down. Yeah, a distant train through the pines tonight, like a lonely prayer passing out of sight. It don't stop here, it don't call my name, just keeps on rolling, same old flame. Gravel road, underpass and stars. Every mile feels farther than it was. Barn doors creak in the cooling air, like they're remembering who stood there. That whistle cries and fades again, like it's chasing where it's never been. I wonder who's riding hard in tow, leaving something they love back home. If I had a ticket, would I ride that line, or stay with the fields that raises life? Some roads move, some roots stay, some dreams run, some prayed away. There's a distant train through the pines tonight, cutting through the dark like a blade of light. It don't know me, but I know that sound. It's freedom passing this small town ground. Whistle fades where the night begins. Wind keeps talking to the tall old pines. I tip my hat to the rolling steel and stay right here where the earth feels real. Same old road, same old rust. Nothing stays the way it was. Seasons turning into dust. Wind rolls low across the plain, carries years like silent rain. Boots wear thin, hands grow rough, learning when to let go enough. The land remembers more than us. Spring comes green but doesn't stay. Summer burns it all away. Fall writes truth in harvest lines. Winter waits, don't ask it why. I've seen dreams blow off like chaff, watch time split a life in half. But the soil don't curse the pain, it just grows back once again. Daddy said, son, don't fight the ground, it'll teach you if you stick around. Seasons turning into dust. Faith worn thin, but still we trust. Every end is just a gust. Seasons turning into dust. Round and round, year to year. Round and round, year to year. When my name fades from this land and these fields forget my hands, the wind will hum, the earth adjust. Seasons turning in the dust. Morning breaks on a gravel lane, dew clings low to the tall field grain. A rooster calls and the silence stays like it's holding on to yesterday. Paint is peeling, the wood stands true, every nail's got a story too. I breathe it in, that familiar truth. Cloud rolls slow over the red barn roof. Sky don't rush, it just drifts on by. Same old blue, same patient side. Time feels lighter when I stand here still. Let the quiet teach me how to feel. There's clouds over the red barn roof, moving easy, nothing to prove. No hurry in the way they move. Just clouds over the red barn roof. If the world ever asks me why I stay, I'll point to the sky and let it say, clouds over the red barn roof. Tractor tracks in the fading mud, sunset burns like it always does. Windmill creaks in a tired tune, humming low to the rising moon. Fence line flowers bend their heads like they're praying what the earth has said. Every day is soft and smooth under clouds over the red barn roof. Yeah, clouds over the red barn roof, a slow goodbye to the afternoon. No clock ticks loud, no hard-edged truth, just clouds over the red barn roof. I've seen highways steel men hold, chasing lights that never slow, but here the sky knows when to rest and teaches hearts to do their best. Let the storms come, let them pass, they all leave their mark on glass. Still the barn stands strong and true, waiting on what the night will do. Stars peek out through the thin and gray, day lets go in a gentle way. Crickets start that old refrain like they've been practicing all day. Lantern glows by the open door, same soft light as years before. I tip my hat to the quiet proof, clouds drift home over the red barn roof. There's clouds over the red barn roof, every shade of honest truth. They don't care what you've been through, they just pass like they're meant to do. If I ever lose my way or proof, I'll look up slow and remember this view. Clouds over the red barn roof. Fiddle trails off wind through hay. Yeah, clouds over the red barn roof. Sky wide open, pale and blue. Morning hums like it always knew. There's a hawk above the farmland, riding silence wide and free, while the roads below keep holding every seed and memory. Tractor lines and borrowed light, coffee steam meets early sight. Hands no work, backs no years, so I remember sweat and tears. From that height the fences fade, worries shrink and plans get small. Every road a simple line, every loss just earth and time. No hurry in the circling air, no reason not to stay up there. Feel the hawk above the farmland, turning days into slow hours, watching seasons trade their colors, rain for dust and dust for flowers. I've been low where shadows stay, I've been tied to what won't fly away, but the sky don't judge the ground, it just keeps turning round. Boots sink soft in fields of green, life ain't small, it just looks that way. Even wings must rest somewhere, even dreams come down to hay. There's a hawk above it all, there's a hawk above the farmland. When the sun starts leaning west, teaching me from up in heaven how to let the long days rest. Sky folds back into the land, wing turns shadow, day turns sand. I walk home, slow and calm, with that hawk still in my palms. Meadow songs at sundown drift on the evening air. Crickets tune their violins like somebody's still there. Sun slips low behind the fence, gold turns soft and gray. Long grass leans to listen close to what the daylight couldn't say. Meadow songs at sundown, don't ever hurry away. Boots rest by the old oak tree, sweat and dust let it go. Even tired hearts find peace where the quiet grows. Sundown, carry all the day's regrets, fade with fireflies and stars. The night ain't lonely yet. World spins fast beyond these fields, here it slows its pace. Every sound's a gentle truth. Time forgot to chase. I've been many miles from calm, chasing louder dreams. But I always find my way back to these simple things. Carry all the day's regrets, meadow songs at sundown. Crickets sing what I can't say when the sun goes down. Night lays soft upon the land, one last note, then none. Meadow songs at sundown, till the morning comes. Bluebirds in the fence line, singing like they know. Every broken mile I walk, every seed I sow. They don't ask me questions, don't call me by name. Just bluebirds in the fence line, keeping time with the plains. Sun comes slow through dusty air, coffee cooling on the rail. Old boots leaning by the door, still holding yesterday's trail. The wind talks soft to the wheat, like it's telling me to stay. I listen more than I answer now, let the quiet have its say. There's a scar on every post from wire pulled too tight, but the birds don't mind the rust, they just rest there every night. Bluebirds in the fence line, feathers kissed by dawn. They remind me I'm still here, even when the hurt's gone on. No promises, no silver signs, just wings against the sky. Bluebirds in the fence line, teaching me how to try. Daddy said the land remembers every footstep, every tear. If you stand still long enough, it'll tell you why you're here. So I laid my worries down in the shadow of the wire, let the birds take what was heavy, leave me what's required. Bluebirds in the fence line, humming old time grace. They don't need a destination, just a place. Bluebirds in the fence line, morning clear and kind. Freedom's just a moment, and I found mine. No gold roads, no grand design, just peace I didn't plan. Bluebirds in the fence line, and dirt on my hands. Fence line hums, bluebirds gone, but the song stays on. Sun setting low on a rusted gate, dust in the air, but the world feels straight. Old boots resting by the back door frame. Day's been long, but I don't complain. Cicadas start their evening tune, sky turns purple, silver moon. Every worry starts to bend when the light learns how to end. There's an evening wind through willows slow, whispering things only fields can know. like they're tired too, holding stories they've been through. Just let it roll. That quiet wind eases my soul. Land and glow on a gravel bend. They don't rush, it just descends. Stars show up one by one, like they know the work is done. That evening wind through willow slow talks to the heart, don't ask me how it knows. Leaves and branches sway real low. Evening wind through willows blow. If I ever lose my way, chasing noise too far away, I'll come back to this quiet place. Let the wind remind my pace. Yeah, the evening wind through willow sings of simple truths and honest things. No silver crowns, no golden thrones, just open skies and weathered bones. And as night lays down her borrowed clothes, the river hums, the cool air knows. I stand still, let the moment stay with the evening wind through willow. Fade away. Moonlight slips through sycamore trees. The silver lays where the water breathes. Boots by the bank, dust on my jeans. The world's gone quiet, just me and the reeds. Crickets keep time like an old backbeat. Stars lean low just to listen to me. It's a stream's midnight song, humming low and long, carrying secrets the day leaves behind. Every bend knows where I've gone wrong. That water don't judge, it just rolls on by. Yeah, the dark feels right when I sing along to a stream's midnight song. The cold clear notes of a polished stone sounds like a prayer I've always known. Fence posts lean like tired old men, saying, son, the road ends where it begins. In a stream's midnight song, soft and strong, there's a promise hid in every rhyme. No rush, no race, just moving on like a heart that finally learned its time. I let my worries drift
drift along with a stream's midnight song. Yeah, if the dawn comes early, I won't mind. I'll leave my troubles in that line. Water knows what words can't say. It takes a weight and floats away. Hear it roll through the gravel, through my soul. That stream's midnight song, steady and warm, cuts through the quiet like an old steel string. Under a sky where the stars are sworn to remember every dream I didn't sing. When the night feels too long, I lean on that stream's midnight song. Yeah, I'll follow it home for the break of dawn. Still humming that stream's midnight song. Morning mist through cedars tall, boot prints fading by the wall. Rooster crowed but stayed away, like the world still half asleep today. The morning mist through cedars wide, like a whisper I can't deny. Every breath the valley gives teaches me how slow life lives. Coffee steam and wood smoke air, old tin cup, broken chair. Sunlight learns to find the ground through needles where the dew lays down. A creek hums low, no need to rush. Wind talks soft and cedar hush. Turn the knock, it just drifts by like clouds learning how to fly. Fence posts lean and paint worn thin, stories held in rings of wind. I ain't lost, I ain't alone, just standing where the roots have grown. That morning mist through cedars wide wraps the hills like an old lullaby. Every mile I've ever known leads me back to quiet road. If I ever leave this place, I'll carry its unspoken grace. 'Cause peace ain't loud, it don't insist. It waits like fall, like morning mist. Yeah, morning mist through cedars tall. I don't need much after all, just a sky that knows my name and a dawn that looks the same. Mist rolls on, sun climbs slow, cedars hum what they already know. Steel guitar fades, last fiddle note hangs.
Steel strings hum like an old memory. Boots rest easy by the creek bend. There's a trail of fallen needles leading down from the ridge. Morning light breaks through the branches like a promise I still live. Water talks in low confessions to the stones it's always known. A quiet brook beneath the pine says I was never really alone. The world don't rush me out here, it just breathes and lets me stay down by the quiet brook beneath the pine, where time don't chase and clocks don't shine. I lay my worries in the stream, let the current carry my name. If peace has got a hiding place, it's in the shade where the tall trees stand. Quiet brook beneath the pines, got an open hand for a restless man. I've heard towns full of loud opinions and roads that never sleep, but silence here feels honest, like a secret it can't keep. Dragonflies ride circles in the air like borrowed dreams. Every ripple tells a story about the truth in simple things. I don't need a map or answer, don't need gold or borrowed plans. Just this water, just this moment, just the dirt upon my hands. Down by the quiet brook beneath the pines, where the sky leans low and kind, I trade my doubts for breathing room and let the hard days drift behind. If heaven never touched the ground, it did it quiet, slow and plain, by the quiet brook beneath the pines, where nothing's lost and nothing's gained. When evening cools the forest floor and shadows stretch like lines, I'll leave my boots by the water's edge, at the quiet brook beneath the pine. Sun dips low, day lets go, fields exhale nice and slow. There's an evening breeze through fences, slipping where the daylight ends, carrying the weight of hours off the backs of tired men. Fence boards creak like they're alive, knots and nails seen better times. Dust hangs soft above the ground, like the hush before night sound. Let it pass or let it stay. Crows fly home in crooked lines, sky turns to rust then wine. boots rest beside the door. Don't need answers anymore. Every fence knows where it stands, drawn by weather, time, and hands. Not to stop the world outside, just to mark where hearts reside. I lean back, hear the land speaking ways I understand. Nothing rushes, nothing bends. Evening knows just how they sing. There's an evening breeze through fences, cooling thoughts I couldn't mend. If tomorrow brings its worries, tonight don't ask for them. Stars come out one by one, wind keeps moving, work is done. Wood and wire hum like prayers in the evening breeze through fences.
Morning mist on a bent old tree, boots still wet from yesterday's rain. I hear the water calling me like it knows every kind of pain. A river runs without hurry, never asks the world to wait. It carries all the broken worries, lets them drift instead of break. While I'm racing through my worry, that river takes its time. A river runs without hurry. Wish my heart could learn that line. Gravel bends along the bank, tin cans shining in the sun. Daddy said, boy, don't fight the current, you'll get there when the day is done. Dragonflies above the reeds, quiet truths in muddy shoes. That water's got a way of teaching things a restless soul might lose. Every bend holds a memory, every ripple knows my name. I keep pushing toward tomorrow while the river stays the same. A river runs without hurry, doesn't curse the falling rain. It don't fear the dark or distance, it just moves and heals again. While I'm chasing down my worry, counting scars and borrowed time, a river runs without hurry. Wish my heart could learn that line. No clock ticks in the water, no finish line in sight. It don't beg the past for answers or lose sleep overnight. Maybe peace ain't standing still. Maybe it's just moving slow, like a river teaching broken men what they already know. Evening comes in amber tones, crickets hum a low refrain. I skip a stone, it disappears, just like fear I couldn't name. A river runs without hurry, through the dirt and through the blue. Never asks if it's worthy, just becomes what it goes through. If I ever learn that lesson, let the long road realign. I'll run my life a little slower like that river, one day at a time. Moonlight bends along the stream, no rush, no worry tonight. Just a river running easy under stars that shine just right.
Quit falling on the county line. Mud on boots, but the air feels kind. Fence post steam in the afternoon. Sun peeks out like it's got nothing to prove. Puddles mirror the open sky. Cows stand still like they're wondering why. Storm moved on without a sound. Left the softer world on the stretch of ground. Every hot cloud's got a reason to leave. Every heart heals quietly. Don't chase hope, you let it heal, like rainbows over open fields. Rainbows over open fields ain't loud miracles, but they're real. You don't need proof or signs revealed, just rainbows over open fields. Sacks of grain, heavy with doubt.